G'day fellas, and welcome to a casted game. Spawning in on the south side of the map, playing in the colour teal, as the Delhi Sultanate, it's Crackety here. And in the north side of the map, playing in the colour purple, as the Abbasid Dynasty, it's Mr. Merlin. Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to Dry Arabia. We're once again here on the pup, watching these two players practice on the brand new patch. Looking to see and take advantage of those new changes that have come through. Obviously, both of these civilizations have experienced some pretty significant changes. And I do suspect that we will get to see them today. Obviously, the most notable change here is going to be for the Abbasid Dynasty, specifically for fresh foodstuffs. The cost to produce villages has been reduced by 35% instead of 50%. And they've also moved fresh foodstuffs to the town center, which means it now costs a villager for you to research it. It takes 20 seconds to research, but still that's -1 villager that your enemy's going to have, or rather that you're going to have over your enemy. They do unlock another technology though, through the economic wing. So basically it means every single Abbasid player, whether they go for the trade wing, or whether they go for the economic wing, or whether they go for the military or the culture wing, all of them will get access to fresh foodstuffs in the feudal age. So it's become a civilization bonus rather than a wing-specific bonus, which is great. That opens up a lot of freedom for you now as a certain player of a certain style. Maybe you're a bit more of a militaristic style player, an aggressive, a rusher. I know you guys out there. Then maybe you can go for the military wing and then also still get your fresh foodstuffs. So that's pretty cool. I like that. I like that change. Obviously, it's also reduced in the amount that it gives, or that it gives a bonus, or it gives a reduction on. So it used to be 25 food that your villagers costed. Now that's going to go to, I think, 32.5 food. So I suspect that'll just be rounded up to 33, but they probably just forced it down to 32. And we do see all of the different options. So there's the new technology. It's called Fertile Crescent. Reduce the cost of economy buildings and houses by 25%. So an economy building, that is your dock, that is your town centers, that is your mills, mining camps, lumber camps, all the good stuff. Which way does Mr. Merlin go? And it's going to be a culture wing that he opens up with here. So culture wing going to be reducing the cost of all technology by 20% through the preservation of knowledge. But it also, get this, it also reduces the cost of your age ups as well. So that means that he's going to be having a much more affordable age up when he goes up to castle. It's 20% as well, which is pretty significant. You're starting to talk about some serious cashola there. I think it works out to be 360 resources. Now, in addition to that, they've also made some other changes. So they've brought composite bows into the military wing. And as a result, they've moved around a couple of technologies. But hopefully this enables the Abbasid to sort of play a bit more of a style. You can kind of see the direction that it's going for the military wing. You get 15% bonus to infantry health here with the boot camp. And then on top of that, you then get an additional or a reduced reload time of 33%. And this is in the castle age. Keep that in mind, castle age. So now you've got 2 stacking bonuses for your infantry. So this is really, really big. Over on the other side of the map, though, Tower of Victory coming through. Now, this is one of the unchanged landmarks that exist in Age of Empires 4 after this patch. There was a lot of changes that went through, and this was one that didn't actually get changed. And honestly, I support this. I think that at the moment, Delhi is in a really good spot with its feudal age landmarks. If you want to go for an infantry-based composition, go for the Tower of Victory. If you want to go for a cavalry-based composition, play I was going to say the School of Cavalry. No, play for the Dome of the Faith. That is normally the best way. Where the changes really happen for the Delhi, it's going to be in the castle age and the way that they play it there. So I'm curious exactly how we see Crackety play this. I suspect Delhi's going to look pretty similar to the way that it looked before. The one thing for me to note is that Delhi used to be a one-dimensional civilization, and to some extent it still is a one-dimensional civ. You're going to age up. You're going to look to try and get Sanctity as early as you can. We'll watch right here as Piety's coming through, and it will probably be cancelled as Sanctity needs to get researched. Oh, he keeps Piety in queue. Okay, respect, respect. So he's going to be going for Sanctity. That's going to take him 3 minutes. And then after that Sanctity comes in, he's going to be looking to take 1 sacred site, 2 sacred sites, and 3 sacred sites. He's going to try and capture those. He's going to try and get to Castle Age with the gold that it provides. And then he's going to look to get to the Castle Age and then start taking the relics. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. 4, and then the 5th one up here. 5 relics, and then after he's done taking those 5 relics, he's going to be working on a death push. Now, not necessarily after, but at the same time, he's going to be working on a death push, and there's a couple of different ways that can go. That can go with, you know, very heavily upgraded units through a landmark like the House of Learning, which typically we see with their extra damage on their blades, or it can go through the Compound of the Defender, which is a bit more orientated around pushing. And that's typically the one-dimensional playstyle of the Delhi. The only difference is now is that Village Fortresses is actually legit. It is actually crazy the changes that they've made to Village Fortresses, which means that the Delhi now have a new playstyle, which is the sit back, relax, and chill playstyle. So the way I would see that working is that you would probably look to drop down a keep on your first sacred site, on your second sacred site, and on your third sacred site. Then you're probably going to drop down another 5 keeps on one of these sacred sites, and another 5 keeps on the other sacred site. And then the middle sacred site is where you're going to keep your army. And then that allows you to bounce between sacred sites and contest sacred sites that your enemy is looking to take. And so what that does is it allows you to use those keeps as town centers. And all of a sudden, the Delhi becomes a threat because they're not only holding sacred sites, but because they have 5, 6, 7 keeps that are also acting as town centers. And that's really, really dangerous to be playing up against. So something very important to consider as a Delhi opponent is the longevity that the Delhi now may actually have. They're not going to be as all-in as they once used to. But looking at the other side of the map, Mr. Merlin going for a naked fast castle. This is a bit ludicrous. I'm going to say it now. This is a bit crazy if he's doing what I think he's doing. I suspect he's probably going to be going into military wing. There it is. It is the military wing. So this is actually pretty smart from Mr. Merlin. I do like this. So he clicks up just shy of 7 minutes. It's going to take a while before he's up there. So he'll be up at about 8 minutes 30. So not a bad time. But that same time is going to be the time that the Delhi is starting to take sacred sites. Now, he's also going to be getting camel riders when he ages up. So once he ages up, he will get 2 camel riders upon the completion of that age up. So that's not too bad. Camel riders are pretty expensive. 240 resources for each one of them. So you're getting 480 resources for free. And camel riders do very effectively against any kind of cavalry. The only thing is, our Delhi player on the other side of the map is not going for cavalry. In fact, he's not going for anything. It's almost like we've got a fast castle off right here. They're both going for fast castle. But take a look at this. House is being built on the gold mine. To me, this is an indication of, yeah, look at this. We've got new base building techniques that are coming in because of the Delhi. And I suspect we might see a Compound of the Defender coming in shortly. First of the sacred sites is getting captured now. Second one may be taken right here as well. Scout's going to be doing some wiggly moves if he wants to avoid being killed, and unfortunately, it doesn't look like he wants to avoid being killed, so rest in peace, young Scout. You were young, but all 3 sacred sites going to be going over to our Delhi player almost immediately. And at the same time, we don't really see much military. In fact, any military. It's a complete greed strategy coming out from Crackety. As the second blacksmith comes down, he's going to be looking for a castle age here. 15 villages on gold is an awful lot of villages here. So first sacred site taken, second sacred site taken, third sacred site about to be taken, and Mr. Merlin 6 seconds away now from the age up. Double barracks going to be coming down as well, so might be looking to flood men at arms. I suspect that will be the case. So he's going to be going military wing, flooding the men at arms. Could expect to see boot camp come through. Where are those camels? There are the camels underneath the House of Wisdom, and the sacred sites are taken. But now the camel's going to be moving out and looking to capture sacred sites or neutralize them. So there's going to be a short burst in that income for Crackety here for the next minute. But then it should hopefully even out. Mr. Merlin should be able to pull in a nice counter. But we do see the men-at-arm flood going to begin coming now. So Mr. Merlin just looking to try and go really all in at this point. And that's interesting because up against the Delhi, they're playing a very greedy style against this. So I'm curious to see whether Crackety is going to be able to hold on against it. Now, once the Castle Age comes through, Crackety can just look for crossbows, and that's exactly what he's going to do here. He spots out the men-at-arms coming across the map, and as a result, he's going to know crossbows are going to be pretty easy to deal with this, but the first sacred site's getting captured, second sacred site also getting neutralized, and the third one in the center of the map also going to be neutralized. But Crackety's going to give him a little bit of a run around, give him the GUA run around right there as he pulls him off the sacred site. Beautiful micro coming in. Might need to send a camel over here and get that bad boy working. At the same time, one more man-at-arms just going to continue on towards the enemy base. Let's see what Mr. Merlin spots. He should see the fences around the berries, and that should be the indicator for him that his enemy is on those berries. But he is going to walk past at the moment. Camel also going to be coming down. And early aggression is the name of the game here. I say that being 10 minutes into this game, so perhaps not really. Already got the already got the torches out. First men-at-arms coming under the town center. He's got +1 ranged armor already. Where'd he get that from? Damn. Mr. Merlin knows what he's doing with his build order, that's for sure. +1 ranged armor is going to be really big here, but at the same time, +1 ranged attacks already come through, so it's going to mean that these arrows are doing an extra 1 damage, so he's still doing 2 damage to this men-at-arm, so we'll need to get +2 ranged armor in shortly. Camel goes down, holding with the compound of the defender, and now we see the new technologies, well, not new technologies, but newly positioned technologies, most notably village fortresses, which is going to take less than 2 minutes for the research. Called architects, 8 minutes. Boiling oil, 3 minutes, and slow burning defenses, 2 minutes. Crossbows are out though, and he's got double scholar inside, which means the production is going to be pretty good here. Men-at-arm flood is continuing, and there's the second round of crossbows. So this looks like it's already going to be shut down here, but at the same time, he's done a pretty decent job in getting across the map and taking out the sacred sites. Outposts going to be coming down as well, but now the relics are getting picked up. As we talked about, this is the next goal. Now that you've made it to Castle Age, it's all about picking up those relics. So the first of the relics is going to be captured. But that crossbow mass is beginning to build. And of course, Crackety sitting with plenty of gold in the bank at the moment. More scholars on the way. He's up to 11 scholars at this point in the game. That is pretty crazy for the amount of scholars he's got going here. Mass scholars. New compound of the defender techs. This is what it's all about, right? Like, the compound of the defender. That one's going on the thumbnail. I mean, the Abbasid's nice, but it ain't trade. Compound of the defender, right there. And in addition to that, let's take a look at the most important part, which is going to be those 4 techs that are all down there. So now they're getting researched, and of course we do see village fortresses going to be coming through first. Definitely the most viable of these new techs, or most viable of these technologies that are coming through. Of course, there are other ways to play the Abbasid dynasty. We do have the option, of course, for house garrisoning. That is also another option. Now, let's take a look at the Delhi player with these upgrades. And we do have a fix. Oh, look at that. A fix to the overlay. I can now see Delhi upgrades. It's a relief. It is a relief, to say the least. And that's great to see. But let's have a look back towards the base of Mr. Merlin, who's also playing 1 base. Now, one thing to note is normally the Abbasid love to go for more than 1 base. And he has picked up fresh foodstuffs. So he's going to be paying paying cheaper vills. But he's only got 1 town center giving him cheaper vills, though. So he's not getting huge value on that. Mangonel going to be coming out as well. Should be a nice little counter. Will enable him to push. My main concern is going to be any prospect of a keep, though. Because once a keep comes up, it's going to be very difficult for you to stop. Keep in mind that the village fortress also going to be helping him out a huge amount. And we do see the first of the compound of the defender. Technology is about to come through. And there is composite bows. So that's going to be a nice little change to the archers. Nice little buff there. Remember that we've got military. The military was a boot camp that's already come through. So an extra 23 health. Wolf going to get in on the action. Get him, Warwick. He's going to take him down. Look at this. Double Wolf. Oh, no. You're in trouble right now, Mr. Scholar. Samuel the Scholar is in absolute... Oh, no. Oh, no. Rest in peace, big guy. It was nice knowing you. So composite bow is going to be coming in a lot of vills here on this stone. And Merlin moving forward now with the mangonel. Doesn't realize there's villagers over here towards the east of his army. Second outpost coming down in this central location. Done a great job. But Sacred Site is getting captured. And now those men-at-arms going to be moving underneath the town center. He does have +2 ranged armor. Looking to ward those villagers off, and we enter into the cinematic mode. I don't think he's got any idea. Wallalol comes down. I don't think he's got any idea where the crossbows are, and I've got no idea either. Keep going to be coming down. Remember, this keep is also a town center. This is a town center, the brand new... Well, I say brand new. The reason why I call it brand new, and he goes for a second Wallalol. Still trying to get out. Still trying to do damage here, but look at this. Town center focusing down the mangonel. He's like, you're going to have to come around another way. So now the village fortress is complete. Look at that bad boy right there. The village fortress. And it's going to be creating villages. And before, you would have had to have waited 5 minutes for this bad boy to come out. And the reason why is because, first and foremost, there's no Wi-Fi out here. What's the Wi-Fi? The Wi-Fi is the mosque Wi-Fi. You see this beautiful Wi-Fi connection. They've got a bit of a mesh network going through here. Unfortunately, there's a dead zone towards this central location. And as a result, it means any tech that you research here, it's going to take longer. Now, the emplacements don't count because they're not techs. They're technically emplacements, which are different. But any tech upgrades are going to take a lot longer because they don't have the Wi-Fi. The Wi-Fi is reducing it a significant amount. I mean, there's 3 scholars, 6 scholars, 7 scholars, 8 scholars, 8 scholars inside, buffing up all of these upgrades, really reducing them down. So you can see here, This one's 1 minute and 30 seconds. I don't know what the base number is, but I can assure you it's going to be a lot higher than 90 seconds. So that's the first of the village fortresses now coming down, and this guarantees that the Delhi are no longer an all-in civilization. So if you're looking for a new civ to master, I would definitely recommend the Delhi, just simply because the keeps are double. They work in 2 ways. The first thing is that it locks down part of the map the same way a town center would, except it's got 5,000 health, and it's an absolute beast. It's a keep, it's a castle, it's huge. Second fold is that it is very easy to macro for this keep. So we take a look at the keep. It's 600 food, or 600 stone rather. That's it. You don't have to do the math on it or anything like that. You just gather 600 stone, you drop down your keep, and you're absolutely fine. And there's the next keep coming down, and he's going to put it on the stone outcropping. So now we start to see what I suspected we would see, which is going to be absolute keep spam. So you are just going to be delaying your enemy and slowly increasing that villager count. That's what it's all about. You're acting as a second town center over here. Even though he's not creating villages out of it, and he's got 3 queued up in this bad boy. He could be queuing it up, but he's not. But that's all right. We'll forgive him. Siege Workshop coming down. Obviously, Crackety going to be under a bit of pressure now that the trebuchets are on the menu here. Sacred Site towards the west, still not taken. But slowly and steadily, the numbers on the front line are increasing. Extra health. Remember, they've also got the... Oh, gosh. It's so nice, actually, seeing all of the stats right here. Look at that armor. Versus fire, versus melee, versus ranged, and versus siege. That's pretty cool. I don't think we've ever seen that before. Here we've got versus fire, melee, ranged, and siege. What about the mangonel? There you go. Look at that. That's a nice little addition to the armor. I really like that. But now that keep is training villagers. So second keep is up, also training villagers. So now we've got a 4 town centers equivalent of on our Delhi player. And this is the new Delhi playstyle. Look at this. Watch the villager count just go absolutely troppo from here on in. Because he can just sit on these keeps. Look how long it takes for Merlin to react. The first of the trebuchet is going to be coming out. But remember, he's just looking to secure stone all over the map. And now another keep going to get dropped down. It is keep spam. That is what is happening. This is the new Delhi playstyle. Keeps absolutely everywhere. Compounder the Defender obviously going to be enabling this, reducing the cost. And look at the upgrades that we've got coming through. He's got boiling oil already in on these keeps. And now he's going to use the Compounder the Defender bonus to try and drop down a super... Oh, damn! Nice defense already by Merlin. A single mangonel shot takes out 2 segments of the stone wall. Cancels the rest of it. And obviously that springwood emplacement definitely backing it up as well. Actually, I don't think Mr. Merlin knows about the keep. Oh, now he definitely knows about the keep. But Trebuchet, he might actually just focus on the landmarks here. This could be the right call. There's 3 landmarks here, and the keeps do great at stopping units. But, well, when there's no keeps, you've got all the right to continue moving forward, sir. Also could look for a battering ram here. If I'm Merlin right now, I'm just transitioning all my villagers to wood. Maybe dropping down a new lumber camp as well. But take a look at the defense from Crackety. I mean, he's got lances towards this east side. And crossbows, but we also see elephants. Oh, we see the elephants. The elephants are back. I completely forgot the elephants are back as well. These guys have received buffs. Delhi is just a new civilization. I mean, you could just play this civ completely differently. Can we? Oh, I don't have. Do I not have my villager? Oh, I don't have my what's it called? The global queue up at the moment because I can't see the vills. But there's one. There's a second keep. It just finished a villager. Third keep. Fourth keep. Fifth keep. He's on 5 TCs equivalent right now. 6. 7. He's making so many town centers. I'm going to start calling keeps town centers. I mean, they're just glorified town centers, aren't they, really, at this point in the game? It's like, yeah, you got a few more arrows, you got a little bit more health, but you're just a town center. You're just a town center masquerading as a keep. I see you. Oh, gosh. And I guess he's got boiling oil as well. That's another thing to note. He's just absolutely taking over the map. So I hope Crackety realizes that there is a real imminent threat here to his existence. And I think that is the case. He does realize that. So now going to be dropping the Springolds. We see 2 of the Springolds coming out here. This Mangonel's quite undefended at the moment. Keep does come up. So it's going to be locking down regions of the map as well with this. Now remember, he could also be looking to keep on or drop keeps on sacred sites. We haven't actually seen him do that yet. But there is keeps everywhere right now. I mean, I feel like just making a collage of keeps for the thumbnail so that you guys know what you're getting yourselves into. But this is the number that we need. Triple Springald. This is going to delay the push. First of the Springolds coming out. Looks like it's going to get a shot off a little bit early. We'll give Mr. Merlin a warning. He's going to try and get it out of there. Second and third. Oh, he gets him away. Villagers moving to the front line. Going to be repairing up, but unfortunately 3 shots come at the same time. It's going to be enough to one-shot the Trebuchet's second one's coming through as well. Boom, 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 boom. The Venga boys taking out the Springalds as well. I didn't even see those bad boys in there. Men-at-Arms going to be moving forward, but he does a great job to snipe those bad boys out. Now Men-at-Arms need to go through for a dive, and now we see the dive coming in. Keep still firing down. Men-at-Arms trying to make a connection. Crossbows as well as elephants on the backside. Remember, the elephants are newly buffed up. Wallalol thrown down as well. He's trying his best to hold on, and the Wallalol is going to do it, preventing it. This is all coming back to those relics. He's got 5 relics, 3 right here, 5 over here. So he's going to be able to rinse and repeat these relics non-stop, and more elephants continue coming out. Another set of elephants. And Crackety is just completely taking over this map. It's looking like the Kardashians. There's so many keeps. It is terrible at the moment for Mr. Merlin, but still, look at that score diff. That's crazy to think that he's utilized the deli bonuses here to such an advantage. And still we see Court Architects coming through, which might be the difference maker in this game, because Court Architects is going to give him that bonus health. The question's going to be whether it's going to be in time or not, and it looks like we might have the push coming out. We enter into the cinematic mode as Mr. Merlin looks to defend his trebuchets against the onslaught of elephants. They're back, baby. They're here, and look how bloody big they are. They're huge. They take up so much of my screen. The elephants are out. This is the new deli, baby. The new deli is here, and they're looking absolutely fierce. Archers on the backside going to be trying to focus down. Look how little damage they're doing to the elephants. Barely anything. What do you even make against these guys? I guess spearmen? Spearmen can probably do it, and the elephants are on the backside, trampling. Look how much damage they do. Trampling the enemy archers. Mangonel getting some decent shots in as well. Trebuchet still managing to fire. The second landmark has gone down. 1 landmark remains. It's going to be 2 landmarks down, 1 landmark remaining, and Mr. Merlin is working his way towards that victory, but at the same time, Crackety, he's called up a cleanup. It's on aisle number 3, and unfortunately, that's Mr. Merlin's forward base. He's absolutely destroyed it, and good game gets called. Ladies and gentlemen, go check out these 2 creators. I'll leave a link in the description. You can catch Mr. Merlin on YouTube. You can catch Crackety here over on Twitch. Go say good day from me, and I'll catch you guys in the next one. I hope you've enjoyed this pup game. We're going to be bringing you plenty more over the next couple of days.